Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com, Billionaire Gamers. Now that's something that sounds really, really weird, but there's actually people out there in the world in the gaming industry that are actually billionaires. Now this came up because I really saw an interesting video on WatchMojo, and the video was actually the top 10 billionaires of gaming. Now in this modern age, we talk a lot about billionaires, becoming a billionaire, and we talk a lot about the Forbes list as well. However, becoming a billionaire is extremely rare. So let's take into consideration that the total world population right now is 7 billion people. And the total number of billionaires at the time of this video is actually 1,810. So that's not even 1% of the total world population. So that is a really, really crazy thing to accomplish. And so with that being said, some of the names that I really would expect to be on there is people like Notch. Notch created Minecraft. He's worth like $1.3 billion. Or Gabe Newell, who is the founder of Valve and also Steam, and he's worth about $4 billion. But if you actually go to this list, and I'll leave the link below, you find out that there are some really, really big time gaming executives, founders, and they are gamers themselves out there in the world. And what's really surprising, and not so surprising depending on how you look at it, is the majority of the people on the list, they're all from Asia. Okay, so on all the top 10 lists, they're either from South Korea or they're from China. And their riches go from like a little over $1 billion all the way to over $20 billion. And so, companies such as NCSoft, Nexon, Tencent, these are companies that you probably don't know of by name, but you probably be familiar with their games such as League of Legends or Guild Wars or so many other MMO games that you're actually playing on your phones. Just to give you an example of how big the markets are over there, one of the top owners of these companies from China, we talk about the world population, okay? Let's talk about the U.S. population, which is where I'm at. So the current U.S. population is about $320 million. Now, one of these owners of the game companies, their MMO, or their game, actually has an active user base of 400 million people, and that's really only one property that they have. So that kind of shows you the scale that they actually have in terms of gaming. And then you could see how there's so many companies that are really trying to get into the whole Chinese markets or South Korean markets, or even in the markets in India as well, because China has the largest population of 1.3 billion and India has 1.2 billion. So with all of this being said, what does this really say for the state of gaming? Well, what it tells me is that it's large, but it's really small right now in terms of the people who are actually super wealthy, but it's going to get only bigger. Okay, so just take into account that there's 10 billionaires who are actually in the gaming industry, and then take into account what I said earlier, that there's 1,810 total billionaires in the whole world, and you could see how rare that is and for them to make it there. Now, I really feel like also with this new information, for me at least, that it kind of tells me that what I'm thinking about gamers, specifically people who do this professionally, they will become more wealthy in the future than our traditional athletes and so forth. Okay, so if you just take these examples of game company owners, CEOs, and execs, you can easily see that in the future, gaming will become something that is really highly valued and seeing in a lot different light than just somebody playing video games in their basement. And so that's pretty much my thoughts today. I saw that video and I really thought like, wow, it's a much bigger than I thought, and at the same time, it's going to have a lot more growth in the future, and it's going to be a lot more far-reaching in terms of wealth. So if you had any thoughts on this, or the gaming industry as a whole, be sure to leave it in the comments area below. And if there are any other notable billionaires in the gaming industry, or really successful ones that you can think of, leave those in the comments area as well. And as always, if you did enjoy these videos, you can leave a like and subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you can do that at patreon.com/geekoutdoors. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.